Jordan!
Iain!
Who saved up religiously for 5 years just to be able to upgrade their phone to a brand new iPhone 11 Pro. But during the unboxing process, they dropped it, smashed it, and now they can't order fast food on Just Eat, just like they'd always dreamed.
Bette Midler?
No! Two guys! What? Hello and welcome to episode 114 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I love foreshadowing. Photos, there's some for you, but this guy hates surprises being ruined. It's Jordan. Jordan, it's all on you today, pal. I'm just going to take a back seat and that's my bit done. Take the reins.
Nice. Hi, everybody. This is scary.
Just imagine it's you on stage. I am asleep in a sleeping bag next to you, snoring gently like a little purring cat.
Excellent.
And you have to entertain 14 people.
All that many?
Yeah.
You're putting on the pressure.
In the last 113 episodes, you've grown. We've gotten bigger, mate.
Yeah. So, needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, that Iain is still not feeling too dapper today.
Thank you, Jordan.
This might be a long episode. In fairness, though, to Iain, he did say, could we maybe postpone our planned recording today? But because of my schedule next week, which it would otherwise have to be, it would leave us with basically no time to edit it. So I'm afraid it's ended up being today after all.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Jordan checked his planner, he looked at his diary, pulled out his boss card, and he said, "Get your ass to work, bitch. Get in that chair, sit in front of that microphone, you little bastard."
So go on, tell us, what are you feeling today?
To be honest, I don't know, right? I just woke up and I just felt ill. Like I was saying to you earlier, it's not often I just feel sick just in my stomach. Like, it's that kind of sickness. It's not like I've got a cold or a headache. I am still blocked up.
Yeah, you can definitely hear you, maybe even more than last time.
My voice has come back a bit, so I can do this. I can hit the high notes.
Just be careful, because you might lose it in a moment.
Yeah, really pushing it there, pushing the boundaries. But I just felt a bit ill. I just thought, I'm going to drop the kids off at school. I'm going to walk straight back through that door, straight into bed. I'm just going to sleep and I'm just going to try and feel better. Because I'm off today. I'm off work.
Oh, nice.
So I was hoping to just have a whole day just of resting.
Apologies.
And turns out that the boss says no. The boss says work, bitch.
I mean, we'll power on through, and I can only hope that you'll feel better.
Fingers crossed.
As you said to me off screen, that laughter is the best medicine, so we'll see if it works for you.
Yeah, I wonder how many ailments that is actually true for. It's like, you go to the doctors, I'm sorry, so you've got stage 4 colon cancer. So, all right, well, how many jokes do I have to tell to get rid of this one, mate? It's like, no.
It's very true.
It's not quite going to fly, that pal.
Do you think it's considered like it's a homeopathic remedy?
I'm having a little bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, I think we're getting waylaid by the semantics of something that isn't relevant at all today, so...
That is very true. I'm just going to tell you, hopefully, this might cheer you up.
Okay, right, yeah, please. Fucking go for it, mate.
So I'll set the scene. I was browsing Facebook, as you do, obviously, and I learned something new, Iain.
All right.
And who said that social media can't be educational?
What is it going to be?
This was a viral post from a group called The Language Nerds, which, for some reason, I wasn't a part of.
I am now.
So on it is a photo of what looks like a cable transport cart, the kind of thing, that would take you up a mountain.
Yeah.
So designed on it is a heart symbol with the words... I love wank.
Oh.
Now, part of the beauty of me telling you this, Iain, is that wank cannot be beeped. Because, Iain, it's regards to the Wank Mountain.
I didn't know there was such a place. Where is it? Can I go?
Your bedroom.
Yeah, that snow-capped peak. That ain't snow, pal.
Okay. It's melting already.
Snow's gooey.
So the post continues to say, at the Wank Mountain in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, which apparently is in Germany, this wank ban brings you to Wank Horse on top, where there's a wank view observation area.
Is this just like, when people say wank in the sense of saying like something's
crap.
Rubbish? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just what it means? Like, oh yeah, just go and have a look at the wank viewpoint.
Oh, yeah, it's so high up that it's just clouds.
Yeah, it's just whack, mate.
It literally is.
So many beeps in the first 7 minutes of this.
Well, no, there isn't, because we are talking about a place.
It's very true. But I mean, in some of the instances, we are referring to it as the naughty version. So we're going to have to beep some, not others.
I'll let you be the decider of that.
The judge. Yeah.
The
I like that job. Yeah, if you told me to get to work doing that today, I'd be like, I'd have been straight there.
That's very true. They finally finish off with saying wank tickets cost €27, but there's also an unlimited wank leisure pass for €175. That's pretty handy. No pun intended. I hope I can come here someday. So there you go. That is the Wank Mountains and the I Love Wank cart.
Nice. So the bosses of this place, the people that run it, I dare say that the CEOs have partners and they might be referred to as wank partners.
Possibly.
It's always good if you're doing something, to have a wank partner.
Absolutely. I mean, I always thought it's nice to have a business partner that does that.
When you're feeling a bit down, you're having one of them days where you just got to get the work done. Maybe you're feeling a little bit ill, but your partner says, no, it's fine, mate. You get to work. I'll just sit under the table. I'll get you through it. Don't worry. Now, if you'd have told me that today, Iain, we're recording despite you feeling sick, but I'll be round in 5 to help you out. I'd have been like, mate, that's great. But alas, I do not have a wank partner. I have a wank partner.
Brilliant. Well, there you have it. I just thought that might maybe cheer you up.
I'm feeling better already.
Good. It is the best medicine. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well...
top dollar.
Before you cark it, what are you doing for us today?
No, that's not how this works. You tell me what you're doing first.
Okay, ask me then. Go.
I'm delirious. Send help. Right. What are you going to be telling us about today?
Right, so I thought I'd try a slightly different tack today. Now, normally, I'm all about the kind of joyous fun, like, whoa, what's happening today in the world of the internet?
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it's rubbed off from you that not quite feeling that today. So I am instead giving you 5 of the creepiest and unresolved murder/disappearance mysteries.
Oh, we're a true crime podcast today.
We are. Now, I'll just preface it by saying that I don't believe I remember you speaking of these. We might have mentioned it personally together.
Okay.
Outside of the podcast, but these are kind of short stories that I thought you can't really make an episode out of. So I figured, you know what, I enjoy them. I'm going to share them that way.
Smash in. Sounds good.
So with that, Iain, what have you got for us?
Well, Jordan, today I've got a thing. I'm not exactly sure what to call it.
An illness?
Yeah, that's personal. This is...
Disease?
Maybe several. But today what I have...
A case of the ugly.
Oh, yeah, I've had that since birth, unfortunately. They couldn't drown me, I'm relentless. But what I've got for you today, Jordan, involves spirit photography.
Oh, right, okay. I've heard of this.
And it's just a thing. It's like a story. So there's a little bit of history. There's some pictures in there that I want to send you. And essentially, it's just a little bit of a, do you believe it's true kind of thing.
Okay, I think we know what the answer will be, but I'm ready to hear about this.
Well, you haven't seen the evidence yet, right? So just butt in it.
Okay.
And humour me. I'm ill.
You are.
Be nice.
Okay, yeah, no, I can't wait to see this truth.
Thank you. Cheers, buddy.
And for anyone listening, are we also going to stick these up on Instagram?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
There'll be somewhere or something, I don't fucking know.
Cool, I'm ready.
Yeah, you good? Should we go?
Let's do it.
Nice.
Oh, God, it's a death rattle. It's happened.
Oh, got a priest. I need my last rites.
The last 8 minutes of your life is just a flashback.
It's when your memories flash before your eyes.
It looks like a slot machine.
Jordan. It all began as an accident. A Boston engraver named William H. Mumler, which is quite the name. I had to double check I'd written that down correctly, but apparently it is true. His name is Mumler.
It sounds like something you would call your mum.
Hey, Mumler.
You like to talk shit, so...
Fair point. She's listened to this, so Mumler, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, there you go.
Dad? No one cares. Dadler? Anyway, William H. Mumler was developing a self-portrait in 1861 when something impossible appeared. A second figure, all ghostly and transparent, that lingered behind him. He didn't recognize the person, but he swore no one had been there when he took the photo. Weird.
Creepy.
Word quickly spread, and soon, grieving families were lining up at his door. Mumler claimed that he could now photograph the spirits of the dead, capturing their presence in photos alongside the living. Widows came to catch glimpses of loved ones and left clutching photos of themselves with their lost husbands' phantoms. Parents wept at the faint outlines of children who were gone too soon. But were these truly spirits of the departed? Or was something more sinister at play, Jordan?
Or did they just go wrong in development?
I mean, it's the 1800s, so, could a lot go wrong? It's a very simple process.
Probably.
And why wasn't it happening elsewhere at the time?
Because everyone else had the shit together.
Yeah, they weren't drunk when they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Mumler's problem.
Yeah.
So Mumler's success was immediate. So by the mid-1860s, his Boston studio was overflowing with desperate customers willing to pay handsomely for one final glimpse of their loved ones.
Exploited.
That's the whole thing with it, he's making money, so you gotta be a bit dubious as to his intentions.
Yes, and the authentication of that.
Yeah, the authenticity of his work. Is it real or is it not? Well, that's what we're here to find out, so let's stop asking questions and hear the evidence, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, shut up, Ian.
Yeah, Ian.
Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, you wanker.
I love wank.
Ditto, bro. His most famous work was a portrait of Mary Todd Lincoln, widow of President Abraham Lincoln, who left the studio with a photo of a ghostly Lincoln standing right behind her, his hands resting gently on her shoulders. So how would he fake something like that, Jordan?
And also, was Lincoln always so touchy-feely?
Fair point.
He was never known as Abraham Touchy-Feely Lincoln.
The grabby president.
He also loves wank.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he was grabbing you or someone else, or himself.
Apparently.
But as the demand grew, so did the suspicion. Some began to recognise the spirits in his photos, not as deceased loved ones, but as people still very much alive. Others whispered speculations that Mumler, can't say that name without laughing to myself internally. Mumler. What fucking kind of name is that? Maybe there's a reason I've never heard that surname since. It's just died out with him. People speculated that Mumler had access to old photos of the deceased and used them to double expose images, duping grieving customers, simply trying to make a quick buck.
Okay.
Which, as we speculated, seems about right. And his downfall came in 1869 when he was dragged into court on charges of fraud and larceny. Witnesses testified that many of his ghosts were actual Bostonians, which is someone from Boston, who had posed for him previously. Even P.T. Barnum, the king of spectacle, testified against him, commissioning a fake spirit photograph of himself with Abraham Lincoln to prove how easy it was to manipulate images.
And we all know a sucker is born every minute.
There's got to be a joke in there about wankers as well. I'm not on form enough to try and think it up right now.
Thank God.
Even after all that, Mumler was acquitted. There was no hard proof that he had deliberately scammed people, but his career was in ruins, so he stopped doing it, which is cool.
Another one off the streets.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that spot was now left open to be filled by other people. So by the early 20th century, spirit photography had evolved from a scandalous curiosity into an outright religious movement. Spiritualism was booming, and believers saw these eerie images as undeniable proof of the afterlife. So, Harry Houdini, the world's most famous magician at the time, and the spiritualist's worst nightmare, thought he'd stick his hand in and get a little bit involved.
Nice, I like good old Houdini.
He's a good guy. Houdini had once longed to contact his own mother from beyond the grave, but after witnessing countless fraudulent seances, he became the world's most relentless skeptic, and he hunted down fake mediums, exposing their hidden wires and trapdoors, shattering the illusions, and spirit photography was next on his hit list.
Okay, well, I like him even more.
You like a good skeptic?
Well, I don't like fraudsters, so I like people who are actually saying, you know what, you're a bastard, and this is why.
Do you know what, Jordan? I appreciate that, You're not just going, good on him, for shutting these people down because it's all bullshit. You're saying, you know what? People out there are fraudsters, and I don't like that.
Yes.
It's not the fact that I like Houdini, it's the fact that I hate people lying and scamming people out of money. So them. And Houdini, he's doing a good job. And I appreciate that view.
Thank you.
That angle.
Just ignore the fact that I've got 10 Houdini posters.
So Houdini's prime target was a man named William Hope, leader of the notorious Crew Circle of spirit photographers who had built a reputation for producing ghostly images on demand. His clients, again grieving parents, widows and believers, swore his photographs were real, but Houdini thought otherwise.
Yeah, you go get him.
Come up, Houdini! Sorry, a little bit into it then. It's like group mentality, like kill him, like my own little mob.
Create a bunch of tulpas, you'd be fine.
Great, yeah, good idea. So, in 1922, he set a trap. With the help of a psychical researcher, Harry Price, he had pre-marked photographic plates handed to Hope, which ensured that there was no way a ghostly image could appear without tampering. Yet, when the images were developed, mysterious phantom faces still emerged. Oh,
Right.
weird. So it looks like something was afoot here.
Was that what showed up? Different limbs?
Yeah, just a foot in the top corner, a foot resting its toes gently on the shoulders of a widow.
Oh no, it was Abraham Lincoln, sorry.
Price investigated further and exposed Hope's trick. He simply swapped the glass plates used during the photography, a sleight of hand that allowed him to insert pre-exposed images of said ghosts onto new plates. A simple trick. Jordan, you'll know much about that. You are a slimy bastard. What?
Where is Houdini?
Oh, he got bored halfway through. He's one of these people that starts projects but never finishes them.
It's classic ADHD.
Next, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, being an avid believer in the paranormal, was fooled by Hope's deception. Doyle and Houdini were friends, but ultimately clashed bitterly over the issue, with Doyle insisting the photographs were proof of spirits, while Houdini called them a cruel con on the grieving, and their friendship never recovered. Poor guys. Jordan, how do you feel about that? I want to set the scene for you. If you and I had two opposing views of one thing, do you think that would be enough to drive us apart?
I don't think it'd take much, really.
Yeah, one wrong move, mate, and you are cut out of my fucking life. You're on thin ice as it is, pal.
You know, if you didn't show up for today's recording, that would have been it anyway.
That'd have been the end, yeah. I'd have woken up to a new episode in the feed, like, oh, Jordan's done something ahead of time. That's nice. And it's just like, we're over. Iain said he didn't want to record today. I think he said in his text message, fuck you all, we're done.
Yeah. But you can still subscribe to our Patreon at...
Yeah, if you still like to pay for 20 bonus episodes, I'd just be like, great, man. To be honest, I could use a sleep. I will sort this out tomorrow.
Alas, that didn't happen.
It did not. We are here, so fuck you. Hey, Jordan, what's your favourite syrup to go in a coffee?
Vanilla.
Hazelnut. Idiot. Right, that's it. I don't think our friendship can ever recover from this.
Coffee? Ugh, good old tea.
Oh, God. Earl Grey, mate. Idiot.
I do like a good old Earl Grey.
I don't.
I nearly said Earl Grey then.
Earl. That's hard to say.
It is. And I somehow said it.
Well done. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And look at that, we're friends
together.
again. Yeah. So, Houdini's public campaign against spirit photography and fraudulent mediums lasted until his death in 1926. Some say he still hasn't given up the fight. His ghost is said to haunt various theatres where he once performed, which would completely surely negate his entire life's work.
Yeah.
Ghosts aren't real. They don't exist. You fucking mediums aren't talking to it. It's all fraudulent. By the way, I'm a ghost now. Ooh.
Well, he wasn't, to be fair, saying necessarily that ghosts don't exist, just that the people were frauds.
Okay, so if you were trying to prove something one way or the other, you would use this to your advantage. You'd be like, all these mediums are not real because I have been talking to them for months and I'm a ghost.
You would be pissed off, though, wouldn't you, if in one of these theatres there was a mediumship night and this medium who, unbeknownst to the audience, is a fraudster, Houdini's there in spirit form trying to say, that's not what I said.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
And it's getting angry and pissed off. This is slander. You're saying it's Abraham Lincoln.
Imagine like it's a seance meetup, so all these mediums are meeting, to have the, monthly medium chat, and only one of them's real. So there's one on stage like, welcome to Mediums Weekly, so we'll just come today to talk about all the notes that we took from last week's meeting, and one of the mediums just stands up and is like, fucking hell, it's Houdini! And they're all like, what are you talking about? And he's like, he's right there. And then Houdini finally finds the one medium that can see him, and he's like, mate, I want to marry you.
Yeah, but I'm afraid they just don't accept that in this life.
And then they, hang him?
I mean, I don't think the noose would fit round him, would it?
Not Houdini, I meant the medium.
Oh!
Like, he's different from the rest of us.
I see, okay.
He claims he can see ghosts when there aren't any. Get him.
That'd be ironic, wouldn't it, from supposed mediums?
Yeah, at least then he'd be able to be with Houdini for the rest of his life.
I suppose.
Or afterlife.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously we understand that people are generally out to make a quick buck, taking advantage of their fellow person. But some spirit photographs have been so unsettling that even skeptics struggle to explain them. And to name a few, Jordan, there is the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Jordan, have you ever heard of this one?
Don't think I have.
Right, bitch, let me fill you in. It's from 1936, and it is perhaps the most famous ghost photo ever taken. You probably have seen it. And it is an image that supposedly captures a spectral woman descending a staircase, her eyes all empty, invisible beneath a flowing veil.
I don't remember that bit, though.
Well, Jordan, this is where the evidence comes in, because let me send you the fucking picture, mate.
Oh, please.
Oh, God, I accidentally just sent you a nude.
Oh, that's all right.
I was supposed to send you that this morning, but I was a bit ill. So please excuse the snotty nose in the background.
Oh, is that snot?
I'm just a good aim.
So, yeah, I have seen that before, but even knowing what you've just said, I cannot see anything in regards to eye sockets and veils and stuff.
Nah, I can't really, to be honest. It just kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe a bit of light.
It looks like bad Photoshop, really.
Yeah, especially, when it was invented back in 1936.
Yes, it was a really bad version back then.
It's a bit crude, but they made it work.
And also, how can they call it the Brown Lady when the image is in black and white?
You know what? That's a good point. Maybe the people who used to live there's surname was Brown, maybe?
Yeah, no, but you wouldn't be like the Iain man of...
Yeah, but you'd say the surname, wouldn't you?
All right, we'll call you Smith, so the Smith man of Smith Hall.
Okay, you've raised a good point, and you've stumped me in my ill mindset.
I call bollocks.
Can't fathom this out. Okay, so let's just move on to the next one, okay?
Right, next evidence.
Next evidence. Have you heard of the backseat ghost from 1959?
No.
Righto. So this is where a woman took a photo of her husband in their car, and when developed, they could see a pale, ghostly figure that appeared in the back seat, exactly where her dead mother used to sit.
Oh, okay. I maybe have seen this too.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a ghost of a child or something.
No. Just before I send you this photo, by the way, have in your mind the ghost is like kind of looking at the camera like, stop looking at me. Like, like when you're
okay.
You're aware you're being looked at, but you're just kind of like side-eyeing them, like thinking like, why are they looking at me?
Irony from a ghost.
That's just the image I get from this, like, they're trying to act inconspicuous when they know they're being stared at.
Let's have a look. Yeah, there's definitely... It seems like something there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, baby. That's a ghost.
I don't know. It seems like a strange reflection, really.
Yeah, of a ghost.
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll fall out any second.
I agree it is a ghost, and you disagree that it is a living person. Nice. Totally get that, Jordan.
Thanks.
So next on the list is the Tulip Staircase Ghost from 1966. You ever heard of this one?
Maybe.
So this is a picture that was captured in the National Maritime Museum in Greenwich.
Greenwich?
Oh, I can't read half of the words. The English towns, if you gave me them, I couldn't pronounce them.
I'll give you a quiz.
No, don't. Wait for me to recoup my health a bit first, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, of course.
Anyway, it is in England, and this photo shows a shadowy figure gripping the staircase rail, despite no one being there at the time of the photo being taken. And with this one, experts have examined the image for decades, and no definitive explanation has ever been found. And Jordan, based on what you said on the last two, I am sure you're going to have a fucking field day with this next one, because, oh God, I can't wait to hear what you say.
Oh, crikey.
You're like, it's terrifying. Completely true. You've changed my worldview.
Do you reckon this thing, if it is a thing, has a really long arm?
Yeah, I was just thinking that the right one is very long. And also looks like a left hand, where the thumb is coming around the back of the rail.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? So we're after a deformed ghost.
Yeah, two left hands.
I mean, I've heard of two left feet, but...
Yeah.
Also, I get the impression, right? I don't think this is quite right, because, I mean, for one thing, I don't really believe it anyway. But... Aside from that, to me it looks like the torso is nude.
Oh yeah, I think that's just your mind playing tricks on you, pal.
It just reminds me of one of those classic, like, Roman statues.
I see.
I don't know, that's a bit odd.
So if you have a look at a colorized photo...
Oh, why don't you send me those?
Because that's the original.
Ah, so the colorized one is just even more fake.
Possibly.
Even further from the truth.
It does look like they are wearing clothes in that one, so...
Right.
I'll send you that one sec. I'll tell you what, they will be on Instagram and Twitter, so just go and judge for yourself.
Yeah, that seems sensible.
One more for you there, John.
Oh, Jesus, that's the worst of all.
Can you see the face? It's horrible. It's ugly as fuck.
It's definitely the scariest looking thing I've ever seen.
Take my eyes, please.
Horrible. That one definitely needs to be added first.
Oh god, yeah, right. I'll stick that one in, don't worry. So, Jordan, what should we make of all this? Most spirit photographs, especially those from the 19th and early 20th centuries, have been debunked. The double exposures, the glass plate tricks, and long exposures used to create them are now well understood. But of the most famous ones I detailed above, it does seem that some remain unexplained, if to other people other than Jordan. Could it be that, in rare cases, the camera does capture something beyond our understanding? Shadows that shouldn't be there? Faces where no one was standing? Some researchers argue that spirit photography simply plays on pareidolia, but others aren't sure. Even today, people continue to capture strange figures in their photographs, misty shapes, faint silhouettes, eerie reflections. So Jordan, are these just tricks of the light, or perhaps a glimpse into the afterlife? Finally, Jordan, after all of that is said and done, and this is perhaps the most important part, I just need to know, if there are ghosts among us, perhaps watching us, that can be captured when the flash goes off, how many times have I been watched wanking by some spooky unseen spectre?
Well, you do love wank.
I do. I visit there annually.
Daily.
Oh, that's the other kind of one, yeah.
You added an extra U into annually. I don't know. I mean, I think this whole thing isn't really proof of very much, because there was so much that you could do back in the day to skew those findings, and I'm sure beyond that too, not just the time of capture, but during the development process.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So what you're trying to say is I've wasted my time.
100%.
Right.
See, you could have just stayed in bed.
I tried!
How does that feel? No, thank you though. I do find it interesting and it's a good topic of conversation, but for me, it doesn't give any sort of evidence.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Naysayer as normal. Got it.
Well, I mean, if you'd given me some actual evidence, then, it might be different.
I sent you 3 photos.
4.
4 photos.
The 4th one's the hardest to believe. How that is possible, God knows.
Yeah, that must be some kind of horrific spirit photography, because if that was a real person, then God help anyone who came across that.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so thank you for forcing that segment out of me. I enjoyed it in the end. And now I want to hear 5 horrible murders, was it?
Well, yeah, I've got for you 5 unresolved murder/disappearances.
Righto.
That are just total mysteries, even to this day.
Are you just trying to one-up me? Because I did like 3 Christmas mysteries and you were like, these are awful. I need to do better.
Well, I must admit, I think you will have heard all of these, Ian. And again, when I was doing them, I was thinking to myself, have we spoken about them on this podcast? And to be truthful, we've done that many episodes, I just don't know anymore.
Right.
And it would have taken me too long to go through every single one. So if we have spoken about them, I do apologise. But if we have, think of it as a little refresher. Hey!
Is this why you texted me yesterday asking if I'd spoke about the Somerton person?
It is, yes.
Right.
Because I thought we had done that. There was something in my mind saying, we've spoken about this.
Right, now that makes sense. Okie dokie. Well, I'm all ears, Jordan.
Nice.
I'm sorry if I fall asleep.
No, that's all right. I mean, you do whatever you need to. And that's also the point where I thought getting something interactive with Ian while he's not very well doesn't make sense.
I mean, it doesn't make sense at the best of times, so... You're f***ed if you try and do something while I'm sick.
Before we begin, I have to preface it with the fact that we are, of course, dealing with the subject of death.
Yeah.
At least in most of these stories. And some of them are pretty gruesome at that. So if you're a little bit squeamish, or you prefer not...
Suck it up. Oh.
Okay, well, I'll go the other side of the coin. Then now's probably a good time to skip next and play episode 115. So, beginning, we have The Axeman of New Orleans.
Ooh, sounds grim.
Have you heard of this?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, let me fill you in. Between 1918 and 1919, the city of New Orleans was gripped by fear as a brutal serial killer known as the Axeman terrorized its residents.
What a bastard.
Mm-hmm. Over the course of 18 months, he attacked multiple families in their sleep, using their own household axes as weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, not particularly great, but I mean, very clever of the killer, to be honest.
Yeah.
No trace of him bringing this massive axe around, while he's awaiting for the next victim. He's resourceful, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, make him easy to spot. If it was the same guy going into one shop just buying axe after axe after axe.
I guess you'd probably keep it, wouldn't you?
Fair enough. Good point.
I mean, you're not going to be sterilising the thing, are you?
Walking away from a murder scene like, fuck's sake, man, I've got to go home, get all the sterilising equipment out.
Yeah, it's not Dexter. And by the time his reign of terror ended, he had been linked to at least 12 attacks and 6 murders.
Wow.
Yeah. Most of the victims were Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading many to suspect racial motives or possible mafia involvement.
Ooh.
However, other theories suggested that Axeman was a sadist who targeted women and only killed men when they tried to interfere.
Okay, what was the evidence for that conclusion?
Not a clue.
All right, then.
I've got you 5 condensed stories, Ian. I can't go into all the details because, frankly, I don't know them. Moving on. A bizarre letter, allegedly written by the Axeman himself, was sent to local newspaper. In it, he claimed to be a supernatural being and promised to spare any household playing jazz music on a specific night.
That rings a bell, that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, terrified, of course, citizens filled bars and homes with live jazz performances, and, true to his word, no murders occurred that evening.
Well, at least he's stuck to his word.
Yeah, I mean, good guy, really, just misunderstood.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Despite multiple theories and numerous suspects, the Axeman was never caught. His identity remains unknown, and his crimes continue to be one of New Orleans' most chilling unresolved murders.
Wow, what year was this, did you say?
This was 1918 and 1919.
Oh, so he's probably dead by now, at least.
Oh, I would have thought so. Unless he was, like an infant killer.
Well, he did say he was some kind of supernatural being, so he could still be alive, I guess.
That is true. Yeah. Kind of weird.
Bastard.
At number 2, we have D.B. Cooper, which I'm certain you've heard of.
Oh, yeah. I know a bit about D.B. Cooper.
So this is where on November the 24th, 1971, a man identifying himself as Dan Cooper purchased a one-way ticket for a flight from Portland to Washington. Described as being in his mid-40s and dressed in business suit with black tie, Cooper blended in with other passengers. So far, so good. Mm-hmm. But shortly after takeoff, he ordered a whiskey and then handed a note to the flight attendant. Initially ignoring it, she quickly paid attention when he leaned in and said,
"Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb."
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not great.
Why did he bother to write a note if he was just going to tell her anyway?
I suppose the note makes it seem official somehow. I don't know.
It's like, hey, ma'am, I've got a bomb. It's like, have you got a note to accompany that threat, mate? No? What a fucking shut up.
Where's the certificate of authenticity?
Get in your chair, enjoy the in-flight entertainment.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Never thought about that. But in case she wasn't too clear, he then showed her a briefcase containing red cylinders and wires, claiming that it was the explosive device.
Shit.
Yeah. Cooper dictated his demands. $200,000 in cash, which of course back then that was a heck of a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Along with that, 4 parachutes and a fuel truck ready to refuel the plane upon landing in Seattle. The flight crew relayed the messages to authorities, who quickly arranged for the ransom.
People on the other side of the radio transmission were like,
we've got a man here, he's making a threat. He said he's got a bomb and he wants all these demands.
Flight 9er, does he have a note?
No, he doesn't appear to have a note.
Brilliant.
Well, tell him to f*** off.
That guy could sod off.
Tell him to sit down and enjoy the in-flight entertainment. Over.
I'm afraid that's not the way it went, Ian.
no, he was probably not.
Because when the plane landed, Cooper allowed all 36 passengers and some crew members to leave in exchange for the money and the parachutes, with only the pilot, a co-pilot, a flight engineer, and a flight attendant remaining. He instructed them to take off again, heading towards Mexico at a low altitude and a slow speed. Somewhere around Seattle and Reno, around 8 p.m, Cooper strapped on one of the parachutes, secured the ransom money, and lowered the plane's rear staircase. Then, without hesitation, he leaped into the dark, stormy night, never to be seen again. Despite an extensive manhunt, no conclusive trace of Cooper was ever found. In 1980, a young boy discovered a small portion of the ransom money buried along in the Columbia River, but the rest remains missing. Over the years, numerous suspects emerged, but none could be definitively linked to the case. So therefore, D.B. Cooper's daring escape remains one of the greatest unresolved mysteries in FBI and US history, leaving behind endless speculation about his fate, as in, did he survive the jump?
Yep.
Or did he perish in the wilderness? And likely, the truth will never be known.
Very true. Very spooky.
Kind of weird, though, isn't it? I mean, yeah, obviously not a particularly great guy, but sort of nice that he didn't seem to hurt anybody.
Yeah, at least he let the people off.
Just up $200,000.
Well, I mean, he lost half of it, didn't he, on the fucking banks of the Columbia River?
Apparently. Well, I don't know if that was that he'd hidden some and was planned to return to it. I don't know.
Maybe he just landed, and then there was an alligator. I was like, oh, wait, fucking lunch. And he was like, wait, I'll pay you to let me go. Paid the crocodile and fled.
He paid them with his limbs. Because what do crocs want with $200,000?
Well, you know, it's the old adage, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. So if you give a crocodile a meal, he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to spend money, he'll eat forever.
Yeah, there's no shortcomings of restaurants.
Exactly, yeah. Just wander in, a tenner in hand. Hey, mate, I'll have the burger. Job's a good one.
At number 3, we have the Chicago Tylenol murders.
Yeah.
This one's weird. On September the 29th, 1982, a series of sudden and mysterious deaths rocked the Chicago area. 7 people collapsed and died shortly after taking Tylenol, a common over-the-counter pain reliever, or paracetamol for non-US listeners.
Yeah.
The victims even included a little girl as young as just 12 years old.
Oh, no.
The case took a chilling turn when authorities discovered that one victim named Adam Janus had died after taking Tylenol, and later that same day his grieving brother and sister-in-law also took the medication and died in the same manner.
Ugh.
Yeah. Investigators soon linked the deaths to cyanide poisoning.
Wow.
A crucial clue emerged when county investigator Nick Pishos compared the Janus family's Tylenol bottle with one belonging to another victim. Both had the same control number, MC2880. When asked to smell the bottles, Pishos noticed the distinct smell of bitter almonds, a telltale sign of cyanide.
Alright, what's this guy's name?
Pishos.
Right, so he is either fucking world-class investigator or he has something to do with it. You walk into 2 separate crime scenes where somebody has died and you go, check the medicine cabinet. Anyone would go, why? Like, you don't want to look at the body to maybe have a little think about what could have happened here? Like, there's no telltale signs.
That's very true.
Unless, you know, with their last dying breath, they went, Tylenol.
They're like, headache. Yeah, maybe you're onto something. Who knows?
They just don't make investigators like they used to, do they?
They don't. Scooter. Tests confirmed that the victims had ingested a dose 100 to 1,000 times that of the lethal amount.
Wow.
The revelation led to a nationwide panic, of course. The manufacturer, Johnson & Johnson, quickly recalled over 31 million bottles and offered a $100,000 reward for information about the perpetrator. The company also introduced new safety measures, including tamper-proof seals, which are now the standard on medicine bottles, which makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Despite extensive investigations, no suspect was ever identified or charged, and the case remains unresolved.
Really? That's awful.
Yeah. Though copycat poisonings occurred in later years, the original Tylenol murders continue to be one of America's most infamous unsolved crimes.
That'd be awful. I mean, can you imagine being the person that did that? Like, why would you want to live with that for the rest of your life?
I don't know, yeah. I mean, to me, it implies that it was someone who got into the factory, obviously, and snuck this into the mixture.
Yeah.
So it would, I assume, have to be someone with authorization to do so.
You'd think that would narrow it down a bit, wouldn't you?
I don't know, yeah. CCTV and, I don't know, just seems odd.
It sounds like that investigator guy, what was his name? Pisces.
Pishos.
So I think he must have clocked off after he made that first major find in the case. He's like, right, check the Tylenol bottles. They're like, why? He's like, just do it. Oh, God. oh my God, you're right. What do we do next? Like, I don't care. I'm off the clock.
Could you imagine after this hard day, I've got a right headache.
Don't think I'll be taking any of that Tylenol.
At number 4, we have the Keddy Cabin Murders.
Okay.
You heard of this one?
Doesn't ring a bell.
All right, let me set the scene. On the 12th of April, 1981, a gruesome crime shocked the small community of Keddy, California. That morning, 14-year-old Sheila Sharp returned to cabin 28 at the Keddy Resort Lodge, where her family had been staying, only to discover a horrifying scene. Inside, she found the brutally murdered bodies of her mother, Sue, her 15-year-old brother Johnny, and his 17-year-old friend Dana.
Good Lord.
Yeah, the three had been tied up, beaten and stabbed in what appeared to be a crime fueled by rage.
Wow, horrid scene to walk into.
Definitely. Especially for the 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, you're done for the rest of the life, aren't you, really?
Yeah, I don't think anyone might think, well, for anyone, but, at such a young age, I don't think your brain's developed enough to be able to handle something of such magnitude.
Strangely, Sheila's younger brothers, Greg and Rick, along with their friend Justin, were found unharmed and still asleep in another bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. However, Sheila's 12-year-old sister, Tina, was missing from the cabin. Despite an immediate investigation, there were no signs of her whereabouts. 3 years later, on the anniversary of the murders, an anonymous call led the police to a remote location 50 miles away in a different county. There, 12-year-old Tina's remains were found,
Oh, no.
confirming that she had been taken from the scene and murdered separately.
God, horrid.
Yeah. The two main suspects emerged. Marty Smart, stepfather of Justin, and his roommate, Bo Boobady.
Oh.
Marty was known to be abusive towards his wife, Marilyn, and it was rumoured that Sue Sharp had been counselling her to leave him. When Marty discovered Sue's involvement, he allegedly became furious. Shortly after the murders, he abruptly left Keddy for Reno, Nevada. His friend and housemate Bo was an ex-convict, and authorities believed the crime was too brutal and complex for just one person alone. Despite these suspicions, the investigation stalled. Key evidence was either mishandled or ignored, and many believe the case was not properly pursued. And so, to this day, no one has been charged, leaving the Keddy murders an enduring and chilling mystery.
Oh, no, so that one's unresolved as well.
Totally, yeah. None of these we've got to the bottom of.
Oh, fucking hell.
Horrible. What a weird thing. I mean, that's obviously not paranormal in nature, it's just terrible.
Just awful, yeah.
Well, guys, I hope that makes you all feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it does. Can you imagine how fucking cool it would be if we were able to invent time travel, right? And we could go back to the time of all these, like, because now we have the times and we know when these things occurred.
Yes, we've got a heads up.
Yeah, you just go back, right? Sit in a bush and just, like, come up with the fucking coolest one-liner, right? And you can just jump out and just be like, I think I'd just go for an old faithful, like, not today, bitch. Whatcha? Karate chop them down. Or like, I know what you were going to do. That's a very Minority Report, isn't it, I guess?
I always saw you as someone from those sort of films.
Yeah, I'm very Tom Cruise.
You often get confused.
Tom Cruise. Yeah. It'd just be so awesome, right? I mean, like, everyone always goes, oh, I'd use time travel, I'd go back and I'd change this in my life, or I'd go back and I'd talk to my deceased loved one or something like that. But fuck no, mate, I would go back and I would destroy all these criminals.
Absolutely.
Fucking one karate chop at a time. What-cha? Not today, bitch. Wah! They'd all be fucking dead.
Yeah. See, the problem, though, is the butterfly effect.
Yeah, well...
Like, how much does your involvement in that change the course of history?
Do you know what else I'd do? I'd go back and I'd find that butterfly and I'd be like, not today, bitch. What the?
And then suddenly you just start disappearing.
And then I'd be like, you think you can disappear? Well, today, bitch. What's up?
What, you just start doing it on yourself?
Yeah, just karate chop at everything. Anything that stands in my way. Any problem.
Oh, I'm so glad that you've got an answer for everything.
I'll have a McMuffin, please. Oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of sausage patties. Not today, bitch. Whoa! Karate chop them.
10,000 just appear.
Yeah, it's the way it works. The power of the chop.
Nice.
Is what they call it. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'll leave you with one final mystery, Ian.
Not today, bitch.
Okay, 10.
Okay, 4. Top 4, sorry.
At number 5, we have the mysterious death of Eliza Lamb.
Oh, no! No, Jordan, no!
Oh, were you going to do this?
I have a whole segment
Oh, do you?
set up and ready to go.
I can totally not do it.
And this is part of it. No, it's fine. You know, you got there first. It's completely fair. Oh, wait, sorry, hang on. No.
No. Hey, if you got it ready to go.
No, it's fine. What I meant to say was not today, bitch. Wow.
Well, I can totally leave this because we're already running long.
No, it's fine. You know what? It might be helpful if I were able to eliminate this part and maybe just brush over it quickly in future. Because I have a segment around the area of which Eliza Lamb was found. So you go for it, mate. You tell me all those sordid, dirty details. You know what, Jordan? For once, today, bitch.
Okay.
You go.
If you're sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit it.
Okay. So, in January 2013, not long ago, 21-year-old Canadian tourist Eliza Lamb checked in the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Known for its dark history of violence, crime and unexplained deaths, the hotel would soon add another tragic case to its legacy.
You think you're funny? Have you been reading my notes?
No, is that what you've got?
Have you just tapped into my phone and just like, oh, there's a good script, mate?
I have. I've always had it.
Just every other story I've ever come up with, you're like, shit.
I've tried my best to edit it to yours, but it just doesn't work.
That's fine. What else are you going to talk? You're going to talk about Aleister Crowley in there as well? Got a couple murderers coming up, have you?
Yeah, that was going to be number 6, but just didn't have time.
Yeah, just run out of time now, yeah.
Eliza was scheduled to check out on the 1st of February, but when she failed to, and with no contact towards her parents, they grew concerned and thus reported her missing. Nearly 3 weeks later, guests at the hotel began complaining about low water pressure, odd tasting water, and even dark discoloured liquid coming from the taps.
Yeah.
On the 19th of February, a maintenance worker investigated and discovered Eliza's body floating naked inside one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. Ooh, that's a horrible thought.
It's fucking grim. Makes me never want to drink water again. and people wonder why I stick to vodka.
Yeah, at least that's distilled.
Exactly.
During the investigation, hotel staff revealed that Eliza had originally been staying in a shared room but was moved to a private one after her roommates reported strange behaviour. The most chilling piece of evidence came from the security footage recorded on the last day that she was seen. In the elevator footage, Eliza appeared to be hiding from someone or something, repeatedly peeking out into the hallway. She also moved her hands in a bizarre, almost unnatural manner, as if gesturing to an unseen figure. Speculation about her death ranged from foul play to mental illness. Eliza had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was taking prescribed medications, but reports showed no significant levels of drug or alcohol that could explain her behaviour or cause of death. Theories also emerged that she had been murdered, but her autopsy revealed no signs of trauma or struggle.
Weird.
One of the biggest mysteries remains how Eliza was able to even access the water tank. The rooftop was locked, and the tanks were not only difficult to climb into, but also had heavy lids that would have been nearly impossible for her to close on her own. So, with no definitive answers, Eliza Lamb's death continues to baffle investigators and internet skeptics alike.
Yeah, it's a fucking weird one.
That is odd.
I think I remember reading that the doors were alarmed. You know, the fire escape that she would have had to go through was alarmed, so it would have gone off had she opened it. I think it was locked as well. And when they found it, it was also locked, and it wasn't able to be locked from the outside.
Right.
So it's like, how could she have gotten out there? And yeah, how the hell did she end up inside the water tank?
It's super strange. I mean, obviously seems like it couldn't have just been her.
Yeah, it definitely seems like there is some foul play at hand.
But obviously no one's been found.
Can you imagine being the person out there who knows, like the one person that knows what happened?
Yeah. And as I say, this is recent too.
Yeah. Do you know what we should do?
Go on.
Invent time travel, go back in time.
And say, not today, bitch.
Yeah, precisely. You don't need any other kind of catchphrase because it's a one fits all.
It absolutely is. But yes, there you go. I thought I'd change tack today and just give you some kind of weird, unresolved crimes.
Love it. Thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, the segment that I've got coming up, I have a little bit more history. So
Right.
you know what? F it. Little spoiler alert. 2 weeks' time, it's a deep dive into the fucking weirdness and the paranormal aspects of the Cecil Hotel.
Cool. Love it.
So yes, Elisa Lam does come up in that, but I guess I can just brush over it. So expect a short segment. So thanks, Jordan. Please send your complaints to twoguyswhatsup@gmail.com.
Hey, you know, I was just giving it a little prerequisite. It's fine.
No, it's good. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Nice.
You saved me a job.
Good. That's what I'm here for.
You're a good guy. So, Jordan, thanks for giving us all nightmares. And you know what? Paranormal stories, you could take them or leave them. Most people don't believe them. But the horrors that you have bestowed upon us right now, that is true. So, who is the one who's really giving us nightmares here? Is it me or is it Jordan? It's definitely Jordan. Yeah, show of hands. Yeah, Jordan. Thanks very much.
Well, I mean, you say that, but when people look at that last picture you sent, poof,
That's not going
Tops it
anywhere,
all.
mate. Me fucking pulling a face in my Adventure Time movie.
I mean, that is nightmare fuel.
It ain't happening. So, Jordan, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it does.
Fandabby dozy. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Tell your friend that no, they can't go to bed. They have to sit up and listen to every single episode of Two Guys What's Up. Otherwise, they will get a karate chop on the face. I want to go to bed. Not today, bitch. Hello, and welcome to episode...
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to get karate chopped in the chops? Click the link.
Want to ride the wank ban? Click the link.
And when you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including cool things like pin badges, shoutouts, and t-shirts. And the pièce de résistance. If you can't get enough of our fantastic tales and choppy voices, well then don't forget we release bonus episodes which come out on the last Friday of every single month. There are currently 20 sat up there that you can get your ears on for just 3 of your English pounds, or maybe $4 or something like that. But you know, it's cool. The bank will convert your money. So if you're in America, you're like, hot damn, I really want to listen to those bonus episodes. That was Australian, right?
It was something.
Yeah, if you're in a foreign country and you want to listen to those bonus episodes, you just click away, pal. Let your bank do the work, and you just sit back safe in the knowledge that you have got 20 extra, unfiltered, unbeeped, super cool Cryptid Club episodes to just fucking have a little wriggle around in and just be like...
Cheaper than a wank leisure pass. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clicking pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice. And a little bit of review. Just saying, these guys, they're the shit. They're so good. They're not shits, you know.
Yes.
Don't accidentally mistype. Maybe just put they're good. Something like that. Love these guys. Watch out. Don't do crime or one of them will chop you.
I mean, it's fair warning, really.
And if you could do that for us, we would be eternally grateful.
Eternally so.
And it's free. But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week. And we will see you next Monday.
Wow.
Can I go to bed now, Dawn, please?
No.
Not today,
Not sure why anyone would do this. Frankly, I'm not sure why anyone would do any of them, to be honest, but this is just odd.
True, yeah. Some people are just fucking weird, Poe.
Yeah. Did you say Poe?
Maybe.
Oh, well, continue.
I mean, would that have been a problem if I had?
Not at all.
So I've fucking told you not to call me that, mate.
It's like I'm a fucking Teletubby. Quickly recalled over 31 million bottles and offered a $100,000 reward for information about the perpetrator. What did I try and say?
Purple potato?
The perpetrator. The company also introduced new safety measures.